welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa Hart and this is Lisa Hart Fitness. Today we are starting week 3 of our post-workout recovery program. We are really focusing on our whole body in today's workout with a cardio, upper body, lower body and floor-based section. All these moves aim to help you with any activity you may have during the day, such as picking up your baby and lifting them over your head. It may be the idea of getting them out of the cot or up from the changing mat, or trying to open a door whilst holding a baby. This workout is aimed towards anyone that is postnatal, but it does have C-section friendly exercises as well as Diastasis Recti friendly exercises. We're going to be doing 45 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. Because we're doing slightly more in the work period, you want to make sure that you're setting an intensity that is slightly more than weeks 1 and 2, but not challenging ourselves too much that we're exhausting ourselves and not getting ourselves ready for recovery and the next workout. So we're going to get started on some high knees. What I want you to do is focus on trying to raise those knees slightly higher than what we did with the marches in week 1, but still not putting too much on that abdominal region and putting too much pressure. Try and focus on that core engagement. And 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, the pace isn't too fast. We're just trying to make sure that our knees are raising up slightly higher than what they were in the marches, and we are keeping that stability and that alignment that is neutral throughout the exercise. Okay, 15 seconds rest. The next move we're going to do is double side taps. So building on that move that we did again in week 1, this time we're just increasing the pace ever so slightly and focusing on that core engagement. And off we go. When you start to feel more comfortable and more confident in this move, you can add a slight jump as you shift weight from foot to foot. But try and focus on engaging that core and breathing so that we are inhaling and expanding, exhaling and contracting that core. So next we're going to do our modified star jumps or jumping jacks. Now for this move, this is similar to the prenatal moves where it's no jumping involved, and we're just raising our arms up and bringing that leg out to the side. And off we go. So for this modified jumping jack, you don't want to bring your leg out too far. We're just trying to keep it at a nice comfortable level. This is probably the first move that we've really focused on both the arms and legs at the same time. And obviously there's movement going up, so there's pulling away from the midline of our body. You may feel your heart rate raising slightly now. Five more seconds. And the last move we're going to do in this cardio circuit is skaters. Slightly modified skaters, sorry about the bang. We're just going to be pushing our leg behind, but keeping ourselves a little bit more upright than normal. And off we go. So for this move, you can slow down the pace because we are compromising balance because we're always focusing on this front leg for the stability. Focus on that breathing as much as you can, get that oxygen into your body.
Every day is snowing, since I was told that you don't want me, but baby you're just golden. You know I try to hold on to it, it's no you.
So we're going to do a second round of high knees now. So what I want you to do this time with your high knees is still try and maintain the pace, but if you can increase that level of height just a little bit, give it a go. And off we go. Maintain that back as straightly as you can, so we don't want to see crunching over. We're trying to elevate ourselves as much as possible. And as you can see, hopefully from the side, that we've got this neutral alignment going down the midline of our body. Those double side taps. So again, maybe pick up the pace ever so slightly, or just try and do that jump in between the two steps. In 3, 2, 1. If you feel the need to take a water break, obviously do. Don't feel like you have to be doing every single step.
Heartbeat, I know you're concrete. You taste bitter sweet, I know you're concrete.
Modified jumping jacks. Again, we're not going to really increase the intensity because we're not going to be adding any jumps in, but maybe just increase your pace ever so slightly. You can also add a bounce to your step, and that will give you a great momentum. Try not to arch your lower back when you're doing modified jumping jacks. It's quite easy to feel like you need to stick out your posterior during this move, so you want to try and keep everything taut and everything tucked in. If the intensity is too high, you can reduce the height of the arms, and you can take smaller steps, and you can reduce the pace as well.
Lady took me down to where I've been lately. Yeah, her love can make
2, 1. Take a quick break. We're going to do skaters. So for this one, if you want to increase the intensity, just make slightly wider steps with each skate. 3, 2, 1.
She makes me go another round.
So as you can see, I'm now trying to travel more across the mat, hitting the edges of the mat as much as I can. If you want to reduce the intensity, take smaller steps and be more slightly upright than what we were just doing.
It's all that I can do. Baby, I am falling. Can't you hear me calling out to you? That's all that I can do. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Baby, I am falling. Baby, hear me calling.
Okay, we're just going to take a minute break, so 45 seconds of work and 15 of rest, just while we adjust anything you need to. So, for example, my mat that moves, you may want to grab some water, and also just give your chance for your heart rate just to reduce ever so slightly. We are still recovering, so we don't want to be high intensity, high intensity, high intensity. We're trying to keep everything level playing. So the next section is we're going to start the upper arm section. We're only going to be doing this once through, so we're going to be doing 4 moves, again with the 45 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. So as we start getting ready for these exercises, you can do maybe some side taps when you feel like your breathing has recentered, or you can spend this rest time actually doing your pelvic floor activations. So drawing in at 12, 6, 3 and 9, drawing everything up and everything in. What we're going to do in 10 seconds is start off with some bicep curls to press. So it's the idea of picking our baby up and raising them above our head. So picking up and raising up. We're not raising the shoulders as we do the bicep curl to press. Everything is just in a nice straight line, and we're focusing more on raising the arm. So we're not trying to get our shoulders up to our ears.
Like two magnets, we are drawn to each other.
Okay, 15 seconds rest. The next move we're going to do is our snow angel with a pulse. So we're going to have our arms slightly behind our head, coming down for that snow angel, pulse it and bring back up. And off we go. So pulse, raise up, down, raise back up.
You feel the shame. You got my heartstrings tangled.
So again, we're going back to the idea of opening out our chest, which may become rounded and feeling heavier, especially if you're still breastfeeding. Nursing can make your breast feel quite heavy. And also, if you're picking up your baby all the time, we're going to have that round shouldered issue. So we want to try and change that with opening up our chest with these exercises.
Something more, but you don't want to admit. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite.
3, 2, 1. So now we're going to do YTW. So this is a bit of a coordination target. So we're going to come up for the Y, down to the side for the T, bring it in like a snow angel for the W, and then arms back down. 2, 1, go. As you feel more confident with this move, I'm rubbish with coordination sometimes, you can then increase the pace that you're doing it at. If you can try and think in your head, Y, T, W, down, Y, T, W, down. That might help you. Remember, some of us will still have, probably have, baby brain a lot of the time, so remembering things in an order is sometimes quite a challenging thing to do.
Drawn to you, I know you feel the shame.
And resting. And then last we're going to do is our single pull. So this is the idea of opening the door while holding the baby. We're just retracting one arm at a time. In 3, 2, 1. So similar to our chest openers or chest extensions, we're not trying to elevate the shoulders when we're doing this move. We're trying to keep neutral around the shoulders. Really feel like you're pulling something. So it's almost like that imaginary pull to engage those muscles. Your arms might be feeling quite tired by this point, but just remember we've only got about 20 seconds left, and then we're on to the lower body. Okay, we're only going to have 15 seconds rest because there wasn't a lot of movement, and we're now going on to our lower body. We're going to start off with some unassisted squats. 3, 2, 1. So remember to push those hips back. We're not trying to bring the chest down. We keep the chest elevated at all times. And we want to make sure that our knees aren't going in as we squat down. So we're keeping them nice and in line with our toes. If it is too much of a challenge, of course you can use the wall to support yourself. It doesn't matter if you lose a bit of stability, we're still recovering.
It's more than just a game for two.
Next we're going to do a wall sit. Now this is a 45-second wall sit, which is a challenge in itself. So if at any point you feel like you need a rest, just raise back up and then join me when you're ready. Okay, so coming down, we want to try and keep our knees at a 90-degree angle with our hips. We are pushing our lower back into the wall. Remember, we don't want to see that arching of the back. You will feel the burn very quickly, so you probably will see me get up a couple of times. If you want to get up, place your hands by the wall. Use it to push up ever so slightly, have a rest, get that lactic acid back out, and then come back down. It's better to have good posture as much as you can through this move rather than letting it relax or actually not being in the right position at all. 2, 1. So use your arms, push off. Next we're going to do side to side lunge, but we're keeping our feet in place. So have a slightly wider stance than what you would normally for like a squat. And we're just going to come down side to side. So this one, we're going to just slow it down ever so slightly because this is the first time we've done any of this sort of move in those 3 weeks. Try and keep everything nice and high and elevate up as much as possible. Remember, we don't want to see any folding of our belly onto like our legs. We want to avoid spinal flexion as much as we can. And the last move we're going to do, so keep your legs, if you want this width apart, you can maybe extend them a bit more if you feel confident. We're going to do some wide squats, but we're not going to go down too deep this time because it's the first time again that we'll be doing wide squats. So we come down and slowly raise back up. So this may feel really weird because again you're challenging stability slightly more.
Like you could never leave. Do the same, we can't go back. This is all we need. Follow me.
Remember to, again, similar to the normal squat, the narrower squat, we're just trying to elevate that chest so we're not folding over, we're not trying to arch our back too much. Trying to keep everything neutral, straight, good posture. And the last section, so we're going to come back down onto the floor for 4 moves for our last part of the workout. So we're coming down onto our side. We're going to start off with some side lying clamshells. So place your hand under your head. This is my right leg, so you're looking at it from the opposite way. It might look like my left leg at the moment. We're just going to open up and close the leg. You may not get much movement to start off with, but this is great for targeting that core area without putting too much pressure on it. And again, this is a great exercise where you can concentrate on those pelvic floor activations. Place the other hand in front of you if you need added support.
Promise you the world tonight, show you what I've got. Your body speaks my language and you read me like a book. This night means forever and so does me and you.
Okay, so come up, we're going to go to the other side, or you can just turn over if you're not trying to look at a camera like me. Placing the arm under our head, other arm to stabilise in front, and off we go.
We say we love, we say we love. But we were just here to stay until something better came along.
do is to use your body roll over onto your back. We're going to start off with some bridges at first. So place your hands down by your side. And then we're going to raise up, and then we're going to come back down. As we come down, we want to feel the floor, so we are pressing our lower back into the floor.
At me, please just look at me.
You should find that as you're coming up, everything is in a nice line. We're not seeing like a drop of the hips. We're pushing those hips up, engaging the glutes.
But you're still here with me. We're drawn to each other.
Nice and controlled.
Break it off, but we return to each other. You're the best bad thing that has happened to me.
And the last one we're going to do is our heel lifts for this one today. So 45-degree angle with the feet to the floor, and we're just going to raise the heels one at a time.
It's happened to me. You're the best bad thing that has happened to me.
This move has a great move that you can advance to, and we will be doing that in the coming workouts. But what you'll do essentially is you'll be lifting both your legs and then bringing them both down. So really engaging that core. But because we're still 3 weeks in, we want to do everything in a nice, controlled manner.
Just like night and day, and that is fine by me. 'Cause I wouldn't wanna change a single thing, baby. You're perfect to me, perfect to me. We're drawn to each other. Try to break it.
And we stop there. So we're just going to do a couple of stretches just because the workout was quite challenging. So we're going to start with the pretzel stretch. So placing our arms behind the lower leg, so not the one in front. Just going to add a little bit of a pull. Just hope you feel a lovely stretch, particularly going down this leg right the way to your lower glute. I'm going to let it lower down, uncross, cross the other leg. We're going to raise that one up. Okay, place it back on the floor, uncross, raise one leg up for that hamstring stretch we've done before. Lower it down. I'm going to raise the other one up. Lowering down, come onto our side. And we're going to roll up into a sitting position. Just going to cross the arm in front of our body. And the other side. Okay, and next we're going to go into our hip flexor stretch. So what I want you to do is to come up nice and carefully. Sorry, my head's a little bit cut out of the picture. And remember, we're tucking under and really tightening everything. Okay, lowering down. Other side. Sometimes you'll find that your hips like naturally hitch up, so you have to almost like push into the other hip to kind of neutralise. Okay, and rest. So thank you for joining me on today's workout. This one was slightly more challenging, so if you do find that you found this one particularly difficult during the workout, you can always go back and redo weeks 2 or even week 1 if you feel that you're not quite there yet with week 3's workouts. On Wednesday we'll be providing another workout for you, similar to this sort of pattern. We'll be doing this for the next couple of weeks. Our beginner workouts are going to follow a similar format for the first few weeks before we start progressing and adding in equipment. Please make sure that after every workout you are refueling and you're providing yourself with enough energy. If you're nursing or if you're formula feeding, it doesn't matter, you're taking a lot of energy out of your day to look after another baby. And if you are nursing, you do need to make sure you're replenishing those calories so that you're providing enough nutrients for your little one. But other than that, make sure that you do like this channel, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll be seeing you in another workout. Bye for now.